like it got through again. Fada's going to be able to get it for Tundra again in the second game. But overall, the panel is sort of overlooking that and just favoring the draft over the Liquid have. But why is this? Is there really no need to threat the fact that you've let Tundra have one of their strongest heroes?
So what I'm going to assume going into these drafts is the team that looks like it's easier for them to push waves is going to win the game. So last game they had Coddle Beastmaster on one side. This game we've got Lesh Terrorblade on the other. I really like Liquid's ability to control the map. They make small skirmish plays and then group up around objectives. I think that's where they thrive. And I think they're much better suited for that this game with their heroes than last.
Sure. We'll stay in the mid. A little bit of an attempt there from Biver, but not quite able to get the fishing block off as can retreat. And would you sort of agree overall with that sentiment at the end by the panel that this time round Liquid supports just look a lot better?
I wouldn't necessarily say last game that they were bad supports. It's just that against what they were dealing with, the Beastmaster Coddled map presence, there doesn't matter if you have like a ganking duo supports if you can't get out on the map. This game, they have enabling supports, one of them being the follow-up of the Earth Spirit, the other one being the insurance policy and the Oracle, that really allow their heroes to do what they want to do on the map. And I think I just love playing Terrorblade in these type of games. He's basically Minesweeper this game. He like all the lanes that nobody else wants to.
33 was pretty much the best thing there was there.
Yeah, they banned out the Tide and the Legion. Those two heroes kind of go along with the same thing, where you don't want to lasso the Tide. Legion makes it so you can't lasso anyone else. And a Bat, it just makes their game plan more straightforward. But man, if I'm playing carry, I would so much rather play against a Bat than a Beastmaster.
Sure.
So it's not a hero that you're exactly excited to pick. But if you're gonna pick it, this is definitely the situation that I would pick it. So I do like the last pick.
Yeah, and sort of now that there's the Terrorblade in the game, do you sort of have to change the way you're going to play this as the Wraith King? Like, what's sort of the game plan here from skiter? How do you carry as a Wraith King against the Terrorblade?
I think it's honestly a matchup where you just have to be 2,000 or 3,000 gold ahead most of the game. So it's no real different than before. It's just that you don't scale all that well. As Mickey gets caught off guard by a Coddle Blast top, takes a huge chunk of damage because Bada, you're supposed to be bottom, I'm sure Mickey is thinking, but yeah, the Terrorblade very low HP at the start of the game, only 600, even after buying a bunch of stat items.
Yeah, we'll see how long the thread and do step. Biver's actually able to get in with those boots and take out the corridor. I mean, it's down on this bottom lane. skiter, he's going to be all right down here on his own. Is he going to need backup against Boxy?
Batrider until level 3 is honestly pretty useless.
Okay.
Yeah, he could dive him if he had Firefly right here, but Taiga, you see here, did drag creep wave all the way to the tier 3, which will effectively deny an entire creep wave to skiter, but at the same time, he got solo XP for 2 creep waves. So if I'm a carry, I think I'm willing to take that trade, especially when the opponent carry is getting pressured in return.
Yeah. And so in terms of the build-up of the Wraith King, is the fact that there's a Terrorblade enough to dissuade you from getting the Radiance, or would you still go for it, regardless of the reflection?
Nah, I think you still gotta go for it, because like I said, it's all about accelerating yourself ahead of the Terrorblade.
Sure.
And you're just fighting on a much lower cooldown as the game scales, right? Level 18 ult for Wraith King is only 40 seconds, Metamorphosis is 155. So it's all about just being as effective as possible during the downtime of the Metamorphosis. And Reflection's annoying, but it's just not the same skill it used to be. You can BKB it off, you can Manta it off, you can get it a Bat and shield it off. So I don't think you should overreact and panic in this matchup.
Jan, in terms of sort of how the game's going to go for both our mids, we saw last game, 9, he absolutely popped off on the Grimstroke. When you're looking at the potential for nice movements this game, can you see him having a pretty easy impact as the Void Spirit, or is he going to have hard heroes to play into?
It's more so he's just going to have to be very fast with his moves, because Leshrac is one of the prime mids for threatening your tower anytime you rotate. So if he's going to move, it's probably going to have to be with an opportunistic rune. Later on in the game, I really like his prospects because that ag silence on the Oracle is going to be incredibly potent. It's really good for disabling these backline supports. And because you can kind of buy time with your Dissimulate plus Astral Steps, it's really hard for the heroes to like Batrider to get you locked down. It is going to be a lot on him to cause disruption in fights in order to enable like bad positioning from Liquid so that they eat the Echo Slams, he can go to town on the target if he wants to go on. That's what he is. He's just a distraction, I think, on the Void.
As I will.
See on the top 5. I get some creep secured here for 33 as so far. It's been struggling a little bit to find the CS in this lane against Stania and Mickey. I mean, they're the 9 CS right now. And it's also getting very low here. Has to be careful from a few nukes. He's got the shield once more, but this is going to be taken off. 33, definitely having a bit of an issue dealing with Stania. Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's not quite level 3 in Stania, so he hasn't got the step up in damage on the nukes, but still over towards mid-9. Did he get caught out by Quote for stun? He's able to find it. And Fairy Fire, is it enough? It's not. First blood for Liquid. Moves are made by both teams around the mid lane. And not only securing the first blood, but also securing the chance for Quote to get that DD rune into his bottle.
Look at this Quake for skill build. I don't know if I've ever seen Leshrac put 3 points in stun prior to a single point edict. You can tell he's all about this lane dominance. I think he realizes he won't be able to push this tower without first threatening the Void Spirit from defending it. So he's electing to probably start skilling up the Diabolic Edicts later. He's going to accelerate himself with his ultimate level now. He's level 6 at 440 into the game. This is the dream of your Lesh. You want to stack both these camps. You're going to farm them all at the same time. He's even got the DD to hit these golems down. Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's probably going to kill him in time, isn't he?
Yeah, but you cost yourself twice as much mana. Farm the same mana.
That is true.
What have we?
As Andy gets the one stack. Won't be able to.
It still feels good to clear 2 camps.
No quick burst gets his boots out. And it is going to go for the Yules first this game rather than the bot. So I get it. I guess he's adding to, as you say, that kill threat that he's going to have once he has the Yules setup done as soon as possible.
Yeah, other than Batrider Lasso, they don't really have any reliable kill threat. So getting that early Yules would be nice. As they do end up diving the Wraith King. So surprised that actually worked out as they both escaped narrowly.
Yeah, narrowly, bit of almost an understatement with how low they were. Only barely. As Mickey, top lane, aggression onto 33. Managed to stop 2 of them with the Fisher. But yeah, they understand this already. You know, Tiger responsible for the action in mid, responsible for the action down bottom. Looks like we may have another one of those Tiger Earth Spirit games on our hands.
This hero on the right hand of this patch is
Radiant's middle
scary.
tower is under attack.
Spirit. I don't know why. This hero, he's balanced around the best players in the world, and sometimes I think Icefrog just gives him a little bit too much assistance. All the quality of life buffs to the remnant count, the remnant refresh rate, the ag shard can be pretty nice in some games. Just an all-around feels good hero, and it's kind of like the 4-position Beastmaster. I just hate playing against it, man.
No, absolutely. I mean, and as you say, you know, in the hands of these pros, I mean, you think of sort of the top teams in the world, they've all got like an amazing Earth Spirit player. Yeah, there's something about being able to play Earth Spirit at the top that just lends you win after win.
Wink was level 8 at 630 into the game, and he's got an arcane rune that helped him farm even faster.
Wait, what level? What? Yeah, dude, he's 2 levels ahead of 9. I mean, I guess this efficiency can't be matched. Bottom lane, Tiger. He's in on a skiter. There's 5 stacks of napalm on him. Skeeter's down again. Voxy. They're trying to get him, but he's out into the trees. He's going to be fine. Again, just these 2 causing many issues down bottom. And Tiger might not even be done yet. He's looking over towards Farden. Does he want to dive in for this? Fisher will stop him momentarily. Tiger's going in. He sees blood, and he'll be able to get it. He may dive for this, but he stepped up for the kill onto Fada, onto Viper. 9 comes in with a solid response though. TP's over and makes sure that he shuts down the aggression from Liquid.
Yeah, if he didn't make that happen right there on 9, this game would have gone out of control real quick.
Absolutely. And that needed to happen, as we're certainly seeing a skiter having to really deal with this aggression from Liquid. Well, he's going to head to safer areas of the map now. That bottom lane has become a little bit of a death trap.
Seems like the team with the better draft, like, litmus test to know which team has it is you look at the carries at 8 minutes and you see which one has 2 heroes in their face and which one's farming alone. Last game, Mickey was the one constantly getting pressured. This game, Mickey's got all the room in the world.
We'll find Tiger here. Coming over to try and control the wards. They'll get it. 4 of them.
That's space. Information. Who needs wards when you can just check the entire team being there?
And so, as you said, you know, the fact that, you know, Mickey, other side of the map, completely uncontested right now. Is it very easy for Tundra to make an aggressive move to try and get on top of this Terrorblade, or are Liquid going to be able to do a pretty solid job of keeping it protected?
This is exactly what they have to do. They're smoked up with the Void Spear. He's the only one. He's the catalyst here to make stuff happen. The problem is he's been responding to a lot of movement from Liquid so far.
See if they can burst him. They're in onto Mickey, dragging back into the fissure. Perfectly done. They needed that.
Really good moves coming out from Tundra. I like what they're doing.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, we saw 9 on point last game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, time to start really pressuring the tower. But TPs are coming in.
Okay.
And another one as well, right? Fire Blast to set things up. Skiter's running in his down. He's got reincarnate, so he's happy to die for the benefit of the slow. A
nice
kick from Tiger into the silence. Tiger, has he just done it? As he saved him, and he has 9. Tries to predict the positioning, won't find him. Biver does still get the fissure. They're able to close the gap for the Wraith Fire Blast. Extra backup coming in. Boxy, Flame Break knocks back the 2 of them, giving further space to Quaker, but 9 tries with the Remnant. Won't quite be able to read the moves of Quaker for those. Quaker getting away there thanks to the saves of Tiger and Boxy.
That is so much space. There's 4 heroes chasing him for so long. At least they didn't have to use Wraith King ultimate. Maybe it would have been better if they used
bottom
it.
tower is under attack.
Low.
Well, 9. He's gone over for the bounty. Quaker's still rather low, but they've got the setup. Into the stun. He's able to break it for now with the Stimulate. Tiger's trying to chase. He's hit. Lands it. Grabs the illusion rune, or at least preps it here for Quaker. I've got the root set up. I don't think they've got any further lockdown into the silence from Tiger. If he can land the kick, he might just have it. He doesn't need to. Insania finishes the kill with the Purifying Flames, as Quaker's also able to deal with Biver over to the side. Just Tundra getting a little too cheeky there with the aggression and of trying to get up and take that bounty rune away. Liquid was set up and prepared.
On the panel, Kyle talks a lot about the cost effectiveness of items and how much impact they have on the game. Terrorblade and Lesh, even Batrider, 3 of the best cores in the game for utilizing small 2,000 to 3,000 gold items to just suddenly change. Like, they just accelerate their game so quickly, as you see the Yules coming out from Poitva. Even just the Yash from Terrorblade does so much for his farming pace. We're going to see the Boots of Travel on back. Oh, he didn't go Boots of Travel. He's actually going to Yules of his own.
Oh, mid. They're coming in for the defense. 9. Look at the jump and Status straight away on the back lines. Gives himself a little bit of the Fate Seeding. He's actually able to get out the false promise, but he's going to be taking quite a beating through it. So should fall at the same time down on him. 33, Father and Biver, they're chasing down Tiger. 9's able to cross over with the step. Picks up a second kill. 9 continuing to have a very fine time there. 5, 2 and 2. And now here 11 minutes in, they're actually able to turn. Able to get some pressure on the Liquid's tier 1 tower. See what Liquid can do to hold. Mickey is heading over.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
his presence enough to make Tundra think twice about this. They don't want to spend any more time with 5 heroes standing around mid. They're going to get themselves back to farm.
Yeah, this is where a Bat and Wraith King flourish together. So hard to fight into these heroes, man.
Radiant's
There's just
bottom
so much
tower is under attack.
health, raw HP that you have to chunk through. And Liquid's gonna be a bit careful. The fact that Batrider didn't go for the boots of travel means that Tundra will be more likely to be able to group up when they want this game. And it's going to be a lot on the Terrorblade as well as the Lesh to keep these lanes pushed out. And Void Spirit plus the Earthshaker have been doing a great job of
Radiant's bottom
actually
tower
punishing this
Dire's
greediness,
top
I would
tower
say,
is
from
under
Liquid,
attack.
farming multiple places at once, trying to go for plays with few resources. Like what they're doing.
Yeah, they're managing to
Radiant's
get things out of the map,
bottom tower is under
despite
attack.
Liquid having the slight edge coming out of this
Dire's top
laning
tower
stage
is
with the
under
way that
attack.
Quafer was
Dire's
able
top
to
tower has fallen.
pick up that quick boost of farm to begin things off. Quafer himself now just 500 off the boost of travel. That push from 9 up the top will manage to secure them the tier 1. Let's see them try and chase for Quafer, but still with that yours, he's a little too fast. And up onto the high ground, a bit of a dangerous area for Tundra to try diving into at the moment. Just gonna let him go.
Yeah, that's the problem with their lineup right now. The Earthshaker needs Blink, Void Spirit needs a few more levels, plus the Yule Scepter. As of now, Void can kind of just walk away. And I'd say that's the definition of a good Leshrac game, when you can be aggressive like this and utilize your high movement speed as survivability.
Or if he heads up, he senses it. Not going up into uncharted territory. Tundra, maybe see if they can get round into the jungle of Liquid themselves. They might turn and look to combo down Boxy 9. Let's watch it from the side. Unless you get the remedy, still a little hesitant with Insania by his side. Knows that there's the potential of a false promise save.
Radiant's bottom tower
They don't
is
really
under
want
attack.
to commit whilst they know that Insania's in position.
Batter up!
Yeah, Keeper of the Light seems like a nice complement to these Wraith King Abaddon immobile strength cores. It allows the Void Spirit to TV bottom and relieve some pressure there, while knowing that they can still recall him top tier as Taiga goes to try to give
Dire's
damage to
middle tower
disable
is
it,
under
but isn't
attack.
there in time.
Dire's
Nine. He's going to go for Boxy. Insania holding on to the save. Actually not able to get it off in time as Boxy just collapses. It's the incredible burst of damage there between the three of them. They're chasing Insania as well. Fisher in a play. As 2 tasty kills for the Skeleton
Radiant's
Kid.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures
But it was written out.
What was here? I feel like Coddle
Yep.
makes you rethink everything you know about map awareness as a Dota 2 player. You see the Void Spirit TP bottom, and you're like, oh,
Dire's
survivable top
tower
now.
is under
You
attack.
know, their mid laner, he can't be here anymore. He's like their catalyst to get anything done. And then he just gets recall, and they kill you.
That's allowed them to do a very good job of holding on to their tier 1 mid as best as Quafer's tried to push. Their tier 1 still standing in a much better state than that of Liquid's. And the way that they've been able to hold this all important objective. Boxy. And as you mentioned before, of course, it feels like rather a hard game for Boxy to find the grab. Any time that 33 is around, it to be put to a stop. Now, able to get it onto Spotter on the side. Good silence from Tiger as well, stopping any potential save coming out from 33.
Quite a mess.
And allows him to kill off Spotter without any interruption.
Nope.
And this should be the space they need to
Radiant's
finish the
middle
tier
tower
1
is
mid.
under attack.
And they'll get it.
Radiant's middle
Liquid
tower
able to
has
take it
fallen.
away this time. Tundra not able to fight back. And I'm waiting out the 16-minute rune. And he's not going to be able to stick around for it. It spawns bottom.
Terrorblade just farming up a storm that entire time. Dream life of a pushing carry hero when you don't have to be there for pushes.
Yeah. And is this, if you're sort of playing TB yourself, is this where you like to see the ag sort of just getting it straight away after the mountain nowadays? But
you don't need a BKB.
Either.
Really nice.
He's dropping the Echo to protect himself, and may have just been enough to set up for the kill onto Tiger. It is. And they're over towards him. He's trying to hide in the trees. They've got it. Tiger punished there for his aggression.
Radiant.
This is just a standard liquid Dota. You see a death from Tiger bottom as 2 other lanes are getting farmed by Batrider and Lesh. And I really like that Tundra is making sure they bring enough heroes to punish this,
I mean, and again, as you said, this power that the Coddle has. Skiter, he's poking at top, and suddenly Fighter's able to bring in 9, and it's a kill.
You guys watch this game back from Liquid's perspective. These more rotations by Tundra are so fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually really impressed. They're obviously good players, but I don't know how long they've all been playing together. I know Plata and 33 were on Alliance together, but this is quite clean execution.
They're definitely making a solid argument for why when you play against Tundra, you have to really consider letting Fighter get the Coddle, as they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing right now with any other hero.
Eater's almost got that Radiance, got the Relic done. Went for the Armlet for that early to mid-game presence, knowing that they were going to have to kind of fight their way back out on the map. I like that awareness of the state of the game.
Got the aggression in on mid. There's 9. Tries to get things started. Able to bring him down from the Yules, though, into the root. Have they got the lockdown? They don't need it. Just the silence alone. Stops. 9. From escaping, as the bait was successful there from Liquid. 9 falls for it, jumping into the river and feeling confident that he could get out and save himself. Wasn't to be the case.
Now, Yules is a bittersweet item in terms of survivability against Earth Spirit, because yeah, you remove his silence, but then you just kind of alley-oop him and hit you with other stuff.
So if they're able to do anything big with this key item timing from Tundra, the Blink Dagger.
Scanning.
Finished on Biber. Wiper trying to push him bottom. Relatively alone. Only the Terrorblade by his side down here.
Such a good move.
And they're in upon it. And Wiper, oh my goodness, when the crits landed.
If you look at what happened there, he TP'd bottom, and like within 8 seconds of seeing him, there's all of Tundra bottom. Like that to me is just really impressive. I don't know. I know I keep hyping them up, but I feel like this game is way harder for them to play than it is for Liquid. And it's just textbook Liquid, though. They're kind of just speeding across the map, and they're still winning. You just know, like, watching their replays, that this is exactly what they like to do. And they just have to be a bit careful. If this continues to go this way, like suddenly the Radiance is out. Abaddon is one of the scariest 5-man group heroes in the entire game. If they're allowed to define these 5-man and barrel down a lane, Tundra is scary as hell.
Radiant's top 9 is under attack.
He's looking for the backlines. He's on to Insania, but Insania will get the Fate Edict off in time, so they can't commit with the combo. Turning attention over towards Skiter. Tiger, he's looking to start things off with the initiation. They've got the stun down onto Skiter to bring it down on the watch. See if they can do it a second time. 9 trying to jump over towards Tiger. Burst him down by him with a follow-up Pecker Slam onto the 2 of them. Boxy drags down to the side of the barrier, but it's not enough damage to get the kills. And now Tundra, they've got to run. The magnetize from Tiger onto all of them, forcing them to escape. As Vada will fall Biver as well. Tundra not quite having the burst and the focus to bring down any of the targets as Liquid. They hold strong and they kick Tundra immediately off their half of the map.
Yeah, apparently they're pretty scary as well inside of Liquid. Their sustain and durability is also pretty nuts. Oracle paying massive dividends there.
Tiger. Nearly having the distance there to catch 9. 9 will be
He goes back for the BKB on Mickey.
Yeah.
It's nice when you go for the Ags, or at least you consider it, because you can buy the Ogre Club first. Just based on the state of the game, he's realizing that they are going to be stuck fighting Tundra. And it's not necessarily that you want to fight on Terrorblade, but the BKB makes you more than willing to do so. And the Ags was a item that is more about showing up to fight casually, while BKB is more about taking head-on 5-on-5s.
There again, excellent moves from Liquid, and yeah, I mean, Insania. Key moments at the beginning there. If he dies at the start, it's a lot harder for Liquid to turn as they did.
This Oracle's job is going to get real hard real quick, though, because we got a Blink Dagger coming out from Wraith King, and we got 1,800 gold off of the Ags for Void Spirit. Those are pretty huge timings for Tundra. They've also got the Blink Dagger on Shaker. He's got the Philosopher's Stone. The dream for him will help get closer to a shard as they smoke up, ready to go again. Leave Skeeter behind because he's still farming his Blink Dagger, and his ultimate's still on cooldown for a bit. But they can always just recall him. Why not? Seems good.
Double damage.
He's setting things up. They're in, Insania. He's got False Promise at the ready. This is a hard kill to commit for with the backup of the Oracle. As Quakebite is going to be able to turn, stun into Lasso. They lock down 9, and now they'll run over towards 33. He's got the borrowed time, but with the 4 of them here, they should be able to take him down twice. No problem at all. As he tries to TP, but Quaifa's ready with another stun. No escape for him. As just a little bit of a hard one to go for again, trying those aggressive movements that they were getting away with earlier. But Insania in prime position to mean the Tundra were never really going to get that unless they had some way of getting onto the Oracle as well.
Yeah, Kyle was talking about Oracle really enabling Lesh to do his job, and you're seeing it there. Lesh, the only weakness the hero has is in order to flash farm the way he does, he just has to be physically in the middle of the creep lane. Very exposed, vulnerable. And in that case, a lot of times he looks like a juicy target, but with Insania, like you said, behind him, he's perfectly poised to do that as they look like they're going to turn that into a Roche. This is huge.
Yeah, they can't get over
there.
there.
Very all on one volley of spells. They just will go a long way.
They're trying for Tiger, but instead he's in. False Promise is out. Now Tiger is ready to turn and roll straight over to find the Bible. Pop the Echo Snap, but it's not enough damage to get any of the kill. And they'll lose Viper. They'll lose the first life of Skeeter in the River. 9 tries to commit to burst through the Oracle, but again, Insania able to keep himself protected. And now the chase is there from Tiger, keeping the lockdown on to 9. He's out with the Dissimulate up the cliff, but they see him and they bring him down as well.
Yeah, this game's really on a tightrope in terms of you lean one way or the other. It's gonna get out of control real fast. I was really liking the prospects for Tundra, but Liquid's really hitting the hitting the gas pedal. I don't know, like, this is crazy. Liquid's moves are just so clean. I love the moves from both teams. I feel like I'm just like fanboying over here, but this is just such fast Dota, and both teams are abusing every little power spike that they get. Now that we have the Bloodstone coming out on Lesh quite shortly, it is going to be so hard to bring him down when he's in Oracle ult, because that lifesteal that you get, the spell lifesteal from Bloodstone, plus the Bloodstone heal, all that's going to be doubled. And most of these heroes on the side of Tundra, they have to be up in your face to do damage. So Leshrac, if he's getting gone on, will be dishing out the damage in return.
Yeah, as you said, they really have to jump Insania. They've got to find him in these fights. And, you know, it is going to be easier soon for 9 if he gets that axe done, but still only halfway there on the gold, so needs a bit more time to finish that off.
He has the same goal that he had when I last checked. That was like 2 or 3 minutes ago. He has the exact same amount. He was 1,200 into the 3 components.
Definitely slowed down
Radiant's
a bit.
bottom tower is under attack.
You can see on the net worth.
To the impurities.
His top spot still held by both the carries, very close to one another. But as we're seeing, definitely harder for skiter to have the impact in these fights compared to Mickey with the backup that each has.
There is no direct synergy with the Terrorblade Agnes after this game, so Mickey is declaring that he thinks it's just a good item by default. It doesn't have a Mars or a Puck or anything like that capitalizes with the fear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Even just
Radiant's
the 10-second meta
are fortified.
Pretty nice, to be honest. It allows you to commit at the start of a fight and be impactful without necessarily utilizing a very long cooldown that allows the opponent to capitalize.
Yeah. I guess one thing as well it can be nice for is it makes it even harder for skiter to play his game right. If they're able to bring down skiter once, they can easily prep to kill him after the reincarnation by just forcing the rest of the team away whilst he's in the reincarnation animation.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Down to the high ground they go. What Tundra can do to put a stop to this. They're losing this tower fast. Very, very fast into the edicts and the metamorphosis. What kind of deep push do they have right now? He's going to try. He's going to get in on top of Mickey. They're trying to burst in the watch to be able to do it. They do manage to 100 take away that Aegis. Echo's down, drops on the Tiger. They kill him, separated from Insania. So no saves for Tiger this time round. Now they'll see one more they can chase. They're opening the back line. skiter, he's looking for Insania. They've got the stun down. They'll bring down another double kill for skiter. But Mickey, he's still good to go with the better up. He's fighting to get to skiter. skiter at 33. They're trying to stand the ground against Mickey. skiter's still alive. The life still keeping him alive. But Mickey TP's out with the last few seconds there on the BKB. He will escape, but that will give them the space for Tundra to clean up even more. Boxy, he's going for the TP out himself. He'll also make it out, but Quitefoot will not. As Tundra, they're able to hold and push back Liquid pretty big time there.
Yeah, if you asked me if I thought they could burst the Terrorblade before he got his BKB off, I wouldn't believe you. That was impressive stuff from Tundra. The confidence to all in him there. It looks like Insania just didn't want to use his false promise. Might have been worth it on the Aegis just because you no longer have Metamorphosis come out of it. Not nearly the same hero that he is during his first life.
Huge defense. And just able to do it exactly how they need to. Getting the kills on heroes that, you know, Insania, as we saw, just couldn't quite reach, couldn't quite get to now. Up top, Viper, he's starting to have a bit of a go onto Boxy. Tiger's there with the back of those silence down onto Viper and 9. Viper's gone. And so is Vada. skiter, he's going to commit though. He's ready to go in with 33 overwatch. The backlines finds Boxy. skiter now stepping straight over towards Insania, forcing the Oracle away, pops the BKB. He looks for Insania, but Insania kicked down to the low grab by Tiger. Tiger gets him out of there. skiter will just turn his attention towards Tiger instead. As Tiger will fall, skiter now down over towards Insania. The false promise comes to an end, and so does his life. Insania down, and now Mickey.
His bottom tower is under
Can they keep him safe? Quitefoot's by his side. Don't want to get in on this, popping the Terror Wave. 9, caught out by the Eagles combo. As they take out the Void Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
33 and skiter will back away, but another solid hit there from Tundra. Coming up, turning up to the fight. This time losing an equal amount of casualties, but still impressive to see in a game where they were definitely starting to feel the heat from Liquid.
I want to highlight the atomization from 33. I think Solar Crest with the pseudo nerf to the way it works, making the duration longer, but the cooldown longer as well. It's not an item you see too often nowadays, but this is a game where you got Wraith King, man fighting Terrorblade, and that's going to continuously happen, and that made the difference in that bottom fight. And it basically gives skiter an extra item slot, and I think Wraith King's biggest limitation is the fact that he gets 6 slotted so early. going Mjolnir.
Radiant's top tower is
See
under
that
attack.
over the AC too often, but because he's gonna have all these 4 armor items coming out from the Abaddon, that also enables him to go for more greedier damage items that help him deal with the illusion.
That's true. That one's it's definitely going to be an important part to dealing with that TB in his army.
Butterfly almost done on Mickey. That's a huge upgrade for him. Maelstrom does give 30% true strike, so it's not that bad for Skeeter in terms of the damage output, but Butterfly just makes Terrorblade pump it out.
Full legs. Number 9. Anything else big coming out for the side? 33 working on the halberd. 5 just trying to get on this gun. At the end of the day, he doesn't really care if he's gone on and causing damage. He just wants to make sure he can land these stuns. He fishes out to these key heroes like Insania, stop him from being able to save his cause.
A lot of big items coming out. Got the BKB almost done on Lesh. Got the Void Spirit also working on a BKB, but he's way off. So many important items that I feel like the game is going to be so heavily decided by the next engagement because how impactful this next round of items will be. Whoever gets them first will be at a significant advantage. And it looks like both teams are relatively content for now, but I imagine these smokes on Tiger are going to get used sometime in the near future, probably right when Toyko gets that BKB, as it will be before the Void Spirit. Full Mjolnir on Skeeter. They're just
He's big.
go.
Radiant are scanning.
You know, it is all on sort of his shoulders though for Tundra. Very much turning him to a full protect 1 hit. Of course, just instrumental in buffing up this Wraith King. Giving him the space to go target to target as he wishes. Rose up in just a minute.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sort of with the Ags on 9 and by having the Echo Slam, Tundra definitely do have a solid fight around it.
Bada's going for another Sheepstick this game, even though he doesn't have any Grimstroke synergy. They got him.
As soon as he is on a target right now, he will take them down easily through the duration of the stun. So much damage coming out from this Wraith King right now.
Yeah, he had time to react for sure. Maybe he just didn't want to use his BKB knowing that he has buyback for the potential fight.
Yeah, I think you could be right about that. Yeah, because he's going to know that Roche is up any second.
Lesh BKB is done. Went for a Blink Dagger on 33. I honestly like that a lot because I think he's needed to follow up Skeeter. Like, he needs to enable him in the middle of the fight, draw attention to himself as well.
Yep.
Kind of just throw himself into the fray. I think the best way to deal with a bad is to act like he doesn't exist. And I'm trying to make that not happen, it looks like, because these aura items,
Radiant's
the
bottom
solar
barracks
crest, dagger, just the raw utility of his skills alone. It's him hard to kind of leave on the sidelines here.
And for Skeeter, I mean, where does his build sort of go from here? How does he continue to transition into the later stages of this game?
I would imagine Strength Blink or Swift Blink coming out first. Probably Swift Blink, actually.
Yeah.
Use that first volley of damage, the 6 seconds you have of that buff is just so ridiculous on heroes like Wraith King that the only thing they really lack as the game goes on is that they don't quite have enough burst damage to bring down like support heroes in the back. From there, we'll figure that out. It's going to be a while. Because he's going to want to probably say buyback too. Oh, he's got spider leg.
Oh,
that's actually so nice. That's
pretty
so nice for carries.
Yeah.
Just an extra slot.
Yeah, especially with the gold that he's got, because now he can get rid of those phase and get someone else in pretty shortly, as you say, after he's buy that gold on top of it.
It's also really nice for maneuvering in fights, just because there's like a lot of stuff on the ground.
Skiter, he's in on Mickey. Mickey needs help, he needs it now. The Xbox comes down. Mickey's got to pop the Mickey. He needs help to try and get the Tundra off. He's back up to full HP. Turns and rips apart Fiber. Skiter looking for a target. He's trying to scale it for Coinford, but Coinford pops the blood here and the BKB. They'll bring down Skiter with the warm-ups. See if they can do it a second time as they surround him, bring down Fiber. He is able to get the blink off as he reincarnates. There's a buyback from Buyback to an attempt to turn this fight around, but 33 is getting focused. He'll try and TP his way out of there, but they've got plenty of heals to put a cancel to it. As 33's back up to full HP, and instantly, as quickly as he heals up, he's back down to 0. There's now 33 down and out and unavailable for the Roche fight.
I don't know if there's a hero more punishing in Dota to go all in on and not manage to finish them off than Terrorblade.
They tried.
And gets thundered, fight turn. You don't have any more gusto.
A tithe to the impure
side of Tundra, and Liquid's not going to try to turn that into a rush, but I guess since Metamorphosis is going to be on cooldown, they're content to take their victory.
3 solid kills then. 2 buybacks coming out of Tundra. Oh, he's done it, Brian. He's done it.
Well, that is also the other route.
I mean, that...
Go.
If with the Wraith King in that sort of situation like we just saw, that Terrorblade's probably dead. In fact, he's definitely dead.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. True strike, as well as that first initial crit. He's going to have a level 25.
Oh,
they know they have this window to get Roche because Metamorphosis is on cooldown. I like it, man.
Oh, I love it. I love it when it's picked up in a game that there's like only a few K difference, then you know. This isn't any... It's not drastic, but it is necessary. He's going to turn over on Tiger. Tiger getting it past by Roche. Tiger's gone. He's going to buy back. Roche gets so low. They're trying to focus Skiter. Skiter's out to the side with the spider legs. He'll get himself away and he's ready to go back. He went over to Coinford. He found his new target. He's in on the left. Coinford on the bloodstone of the BKB as he attempts to get away. The tear away from Midcave will push back Tundra. He's in, ready to go for another round 9. Fisher out of Midcave. They haven't used a false promise relatively early there. Very worried about him being burst by the jump from Skiter. So now no false promise. Can Tundra get a jump? Smoke up to try and get the setup from an advantageous position. Skiter's in. He's looking for quite a bit of instant yours. He's 2 inches up to the high ground. He's thrown up. He moves down and looking up the spine legs. Takes out Tiger. The high has gone for 80. No way to return to the fight. Skiter did pop the BKB though for that kill. See if he still feels like he can get back in at 33, causing attention towards himself. They move in. They've got the stun. The stun is not the BKB. Movement with the BKB. Starting to line up. Get back up. Turns forward 33. Turns over towards Skiter. Skiter, he's out to the side. The Euphonic skill will protect the reincarnate. He's still got the 2 lives ready to fight with. We'll see if he's able to get back in. He is. Skiter jumps to Foxy. Fiber, they've got him with the Echo Slam. Foxy is down. Fiber trying to control Mickey. He's attempted to stand his ground, but it's down. Skiter's too much to break. 5 bars down. They bring him down. Skiter gets the kill. Knight's got the control on Stadium. Stadium's down. BKB for quite freeze on the retreat, but Skiter's up. He needs the crit. Bam! He's got it. Another kill for Skiter. As it really could not have been a more perfect pickup. This Rapier is opening the game wide open in Tundra's favor. If they can continue to make moves like this in the fights, there may only be 1k gold in it, but Liquid is going to feel incredibly shaken up.
I'm almost certain that their chances of winning this game are infinitely higher than doing this Rapier. Like, this is crazy. Like, what a ballsy pickup, but yeah. Like, they knew this was their time. Like, this is what I mean by when I said I was impressed earlier that both teams are hitting these power spikes. This is such good awareness from Skiter to know that this was the time for him to win the game. This is when he's at his strongest. You're seeing that Solar Crest pay off huge dividends. I've already mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. Skiter is just an absolute monster, and he's got an extra 80 attack speed to boot from his Abaddon. He's got the shield to enable him to win these mana fights even more. 220 health swing, or 200 health swing, excuse me, both ways. 400 health swing. Even went for the Satanic on Mickey, but after the DK Beast Thunder and Satanic are used, he's just got nothing left in
No, absolutely, yeah, both of these games, Skiter has just shown how much he continues to step up his character performance. This is some top tier stuff from Skiter. Here's Ursa, and now this Wraith King. Just looking to be as good as they can be. This is brilliant stuff.
Some sick items coming out for them. They got the Timeless Relic. Blinker's a really nice item for the supports against the Earth Spirited.
I mean, how to Liquid deal with this Wraith King now? Well, what's the plan? How on earth do you stop Skiter from being able to just weave in and out of the fights as effortlessly as he has been?
Oh, when he's got 3 lives, I don't have an answer for it. But when he's got 2, I'm still crunching the numbers there. I don't know.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Still room for progress with this build. 5.8k gold. It's going to get very appealing. The idea of upgrading his Blink Dagger, and then you've only got to imagine the potential. Once he does get, you would imagine the Swift Blink to be the upgrade this game. You're not going to be able to run from this, man.
Yeah, and you can always sell the armlet for a 6th item. You've got the Ag Scepter upgraded, which is one of the better late game ones.
Skiter's in. Whoa, Foxy! The reactions there, he's able to blink away. Skiter taking some heavy hits here from his reflection.
Under attack.
They'll step him out, and they take him down the walls. They're trying to be able to do so. That's the reincarnate gone. Foxy trying to put the BKB, but the Will-O-Wisp is down into the picture, onto the forward. They'll get to the left off of the bounding end of he gets them all! Fiber! Beautiful jump straight into the heart of Liquid! Sends them shattering to the base!
Bottom tower is under attack.
3 dead, no buybacks! It couldn't be any better. Biver, and he's done it. I mean, this game looks to be over. It really does. Without any re-entry into the game on Boxy, Tiger, and Mickey, the damage of Skiter and his Rapier, they're just looking to close it. Quite betting Insania. They've got some insane work to do if they want to try and hold this game and turn it around. I don't think they're going to be able to. Insania split off to the side. He'll get the force topless off. But he's dead. He's gone. Quite taken out as well, inevitably by the remainders of Tundra. There's quite full buyback. But that is it. Tiger's up in a few seconds. Tundra, they're closing it up. 9. Over to the left. They're trying their best to put them away off the objectives, but they cannot do it. The King is too strong. Triple kill for Skiter. GG is called. What a series, what a game, and what a showing from Tundra. Game